"Tell my parents I'm sorry. I think I'm staying for dinner." Maud Ahmed spoke these final words to a 911 dispatcher with chilling calm. Faced with an immediate threat, he made the conscious decision to sit down in a dark room rather than run for his life. The dispatch record originated at exactly 3:41 a.m. on June 3, 2026. The location was Lucky's Roadside Diner, a highly isolated structure sitting alone on a desolate stretch of National Highway 91. This split timeline visualizes the core physical impossibility of the event. The diner officially closed and was permanently boarded up in 2021. Yet, exactly 5 years later, an active emergency call was routed from a landline inside that very building. The resulting 3-minute audio recording stands as the only piece of evidence documenting what actually occurred inside the structure during that impossible timeframe. The transcript captures the exact real-time audio of a predatory psychological trap methodically closing around a human target. Seconds into the recording, Maud lowers his voice to report that the staff aren't acting right. The waitress greeted him by his full legal name the moment he walked through the door, a name he hadn't provided in a building he had never entered. The waitress then asks how his sister, Priya, is doing. Priya vanished without a trace 4 years earlier. As an active cold case, her identity is restricted to official police files and immediate family. Looking closely at the kitchen, Maud recognizes the man working the grill. He describes him as the exact physical match for a long-haul truck driver whose rig was found idling and empty on the side of the highway in 2022. This node-based map tracks the diner staff. The 2022 trucker cooks, the missing sister is the lure, and the busboy matches a missing 2025 student. Analyzing these original police files reveals zero geographic, temporal, familial, or social overlap prior to this call. The environment operates as a parasitic ecosystem. It consumes people from the highway, strips them of their original lives, and assimilates them as employees to maintain the trap for future targets. Halfway through the call, the waitress approaches Moment's table and sets down a cup of chai without him ordering. She casually remarks that she brewed it strong, perfectly replicating his missing sister's specific preference. When the dispatcher urges Moment to evacuate, he realizes the physical perimeter is already secured. He confirms over the phone that the front door is locked from the outside. The environment then generates artificial stimuli. The radio clicks on by itself, echoing the melody of Chana Maria through the room. This was Priya's favorite song. Moment's skepticism shatters when he locks eyes with the waitress. She smiles and pulls back her sleeve, revealing a small, distinct scar on her wrist. It is physically identical to an injury Priya sustained during their childhood. The anomaly does not rely on physical force to subdue its targets. Instead, it identifies a victim's deepest psychological vulnerability, unresolved grief, and flawlessly replicates a nostalgic memory, overriding the biological instinct to escape. Maud's voice drops to a whisper. He tells the operator that his sister is sitting across the room in booth 7, looking exactly as she did the day she vanished, and she is waving at him to come over. The dispatcher orders him to hold his ground, but Maud ignores the instruction. He apologizes to his family and walks toward the back of the building. Exactly 2 minutes later, patrol units breached the front door. They stepped into a pitch-black, decaying room covered in 5 years of undisturbed dust. There were no staff members, no music playing, and no footprints on the floorboards. However, resting on the cracked vinyl table of booth 7 were 2 freshly poured, steaming cups of chai. Both were untouched. This forensic comparison chart details the analysis of the scene's single piece of physical evidence. One of those cups bore a distinct lipstick smudge. Lab tests confirmed a perfect chemical match to the exact shade detailed in Priya's sealed 2022 missing person profile. The danger of the location is the impossible reunion it offers. It constructs a flawless illusion, seducing the grieving into sitting down and choosing their own disappearance over a reality where their loved ones are gone.